Hey guys, welcome back. So patch 0.11 Siege just dropped, and apparently they tried to nerf this build. Good news, it still works. In fact, I made it even better clear, no gem swap, still one-shotting everything, and yup, still budget friendly. Bad news, I'm sick. And honestly, that's not stopping me because I know a lot of you have been struggling to get this consistency of this build up, so I'm here to fix that. I'll break down everything you need to know to make it work, and so make sure to watch the whole thing or else. Alright, let's talk about the patch and what actually changed. So the patch note said that hitting inanimate objects such as ice crystal, Tempest Bell, or vine arrow plants can no longer cause your trigger skill to generate energies. Honestly, this might mean that the skill doesn't loop infinitely anymore, but at the same time, the lightning bolt is critting the boss, not the wall, and it will also crit the boss. So if anything, this just makes the build a little bit less laggy, so I don't know, quality of life upgrade. The downside, we'll probably need to pump out a lot more damage to keep that one-shot potential going. I missed several changes to the build. There's skills, gear, passive points, so let's go over them. First up, for the gear, Killjoy is going to be the go-to glove now for consistency. I tested a bunch of options after the patch, and honestly, things feels a little bit off. Maybe they kind of half-nerfed this somehow, but who knows. Anyway, yeah, so grab Killjoys and you are good to go because they are pretty cheap. Losing Azeri Acuity means that you no longer have instant leech, but I haven't really felt squishy while mapping, so that's not really a big deal for me. The real issue is that we are going to make up for the crit chance somewhere else. The solution for my case is getting a better wand. So my wand have 2 extra damage gain line, and that's really all you need. I make sure that it has at least 100% crit chance as well. And if you want, you can go for the extra lightning spell levels. I got mine for about 100 chaos, and it's pretty cheap for what it does. Lastly, I can get rid of the Crest of Adura because we need more damage. So the best replacement that we are going to get in this case is the Sacred Flame Scepter. And that's all that matters here is because you get the damage gain as fire, and you don't even need the quality here. We are also running Elemental Conflux alongside this, so the damage boost is going to be massive. On the topic of Elemental Conflux, I made a few changes to the skill gems to make the build more consistent. So first off, I'm now using Arc as a crit trigger. This is because when you click on a pack, it chains straight to the rares, build up crits, and blow everything up instantly, so it feels a lot better and more responsive than bonecage. Damage doesn't really matter here, but if you have 6 Link or level 20 Arc, it would chain 1 extra time for a total of 5 times. So yeah, support it with Arc in Tempo, Chain, Mobility, and Inspirations, and mapping will feel pretty smooth. Since I completely dropped Frostwall and bonecage now, that frees up some gem slots for our cast on quit setups, and this is what I'm running so I don't have to do any kind of gem swap shenanigans. For Frostwall, you ideally want to have it at level 9 or level 8 corrupted, but honestly it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a huge difference. My gems is at level 10, as you can see here. For the rest of the support link, I'm using energy retentions, magnifying effect, fortress, and spell cascade. These boost consistencies and clear speeds, both for mapping and against pinnacle bossings. This is going to be the best cast on crit setups that I have tested so far. Oh, and for the greater lightning bolt skills, pretty much the same as before, fully optimized for max damage. You're going to run Spell Echo, Conk, Considerate Casting, and Elemental Focus. I've added 2 more skills to these setups. So the first one is Elemental Conflux, massive more damage multiplier. What else do we need? Right, we need more extra damage after the patch. This is going to be a must-have. I'm supporting it with Persistence, Fire Masteries, and Cold Masteries to boost it level. I'll show you how to use it when I showcase it against T4s. And lastly, we have Conductivities, and you should cast it just before the boss spawn or like on top of the boss. So you want to link it with Ritualistic Curse, Curse Ground, and Heightened Curse for maximum effectiveness. And that should cover all the skill gems. Since we dropped the impetus support from the cast on crit setups, we need to make it up somewhere in the passive skill tree. So I picked up both Dynamism here and Energize here to pretty much make up for the energy gains that was nerfed in the patch, I think. But anyway, yeah, so let's take a look at the cast on quit setup here. You can see here that I have the energy gains modifier at 106%, and that should be your numbers. Roughly, you want it above 100%. And yeah, so pretty much everything else is going to be the same. The main thing here is that you want to pretty much click all the critical hit chance for spell once if you're not capped. And yeah, for anointment, I'm still using the same anointment, but like I mentioned in the previous video, you can use notes like vulgar methods or barbaric strings. Over here, it's a bit more expensive, but both of them are really strong. If you want the cheaper options, is always going to be Crushing Wave. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the passive skill trees. Before we move on to the showcase, I just want to let you know that I have updated my Mobalytics guys, and it now will include pretty much everything from both of my videos, and you'll find the link in the descriptions. I have split it into 2 variants, one for the bloodmage after the campaign until level 78, and one for the level 78 and up, because that's when you can swap to Choir of the Storm. Hopefully that will clear up any confusions about the amulet. And yeah, so I have also updated the skill gems, gears, and even the Atlas tree, since I have some of you was asking about it. And yeah, so that's it. Good luck, guys. Alright, so without wasting time, let me just quickly showcase another T4 bridge here. Showcase the new clear with the arc. And yeah, don't ask me why I don't use like Spark, because I just don't like to use Spark. You can pretty much use any spell that you like in the games. I think Arc is pretty cool, and Arc chained to the rare enemy, so it cleared pretty well. And you don't need to run any kind of damage on Spark, and because we are bloodmage, we can pretty much have cap crit chance with any spell in the game, so use whatever you like. If you are not capped with crits and you want to optimize for even more crit damage, you can use Eye of Winter as well to clear. I've seen someone in the comments use Eye of Winter. I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm using Arc, and generally for mapping, this build is pretty tanky. You shouldn't have any problem if you play safe. You have Blink, you have Arc, which pretty much one-shot and chain to the rare monster and kill them. So, as you can see, I have overcap, ES, and life, both over the leech, overflow, whatever. And yeah, so just play safe and you should be fine. The build is really good. It feels very smooth for mapping, and that's really about it. I really like this build, and it survived the nerf. So let's talk about the pinnacle bosses and how to properly use elemental conflux. And elemental conflux basically is a meta skill gems that it costs 100 spirit to activate, which is fine because we already dropped Crush Up Adrua and replace it with a Scepter, and it is insanely strong. So on my setups, currently it gives 69% more damage multiplier with the effective element, and that alone makes it one of the strongest multiplier in the game. The downside though, there are 3 elements, and Conflux only buff 1 at a time randomly. So meaning that you can get the same element multiple times in a row, making it pretty tricky to use for general mappings. However, there are a way to work around this. So about 4 seconds before Conflux expire, the game actually show you what is going to be the next element, and this buff lasts about 8 seconds or 12 seconds if you are using persistent support. So if you time it right, you can run in when the lightning buff is coming up next, and you still have plenty of time to kill the boss before it expires. It can be a little bit clunky sometimes because, as you can see here, it is fire, it's not lightning, and fire is coming up next again, so I have to wait for another 12 seconds because I want to, well, 8 seconds, I want to see what's coming up next. If it's lightning, I'll go in. So yeah, it's lightning as you can see, so I'm just going in here, trigger the boss, and now I have 12 seconds of the lightning buff, which should be plenty of time, and I just need to put the curse down, and then that's one shot. Yep. So without damage after the patch, you should still be able to do this consistently without any issues. Just quickly show you it's a T4 Zest, but yeah. Hopefully you enjoy this build. This is pretty much another bangers. I love this build, and yeah, it survived the nerf, so enjoy it while it lasted, and I'll see you in the next one. If you have any question, let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.